Hi there everyone, GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes, and tonight we are getting the reveal of the next set of new heroes to drop into the game in just a couple of days here. I have the trailer pulled up, haven't seen it, haven't seen the thumbnail or the title. I'm not looking at my screen right now, so we're going to watch it through together, react to it for the first time, then of course we're going to go back, take a closer look at the banner and the units revealed to see if ultimately this is a banner that I think is worth summoning on. So it is a new hero banner. I am basically expecting us to get another Ascended hero, but we'll just have to see what Nintendo and Intelligent Systems has for us. So let's get started. Okay. Looking up here. Oh wow, we're getting right into the Ascended hero, apparently. That's weird. Usually they save it for the end. So who is this going to be? Valentia's Hope. Wait. Really? That's a weird pick. That's a weird pick. Okay. I mean, I like Celica a lot. I mean, and she looks. The art is actually really distinctive. I like it.
With Milla's strength.
Is this a remix too of the song? So is this going to be a Valentia themed banner then? New heroes join the battle. Wait, is that Est? Sweet Baby Sis. So this is going to be the Valentia Est then? Yeah, okay. Alright. So she does join the trio. That's nice. Nice to see. She's probably going to be just as strong as her sisters. The Valentia White Wings are quite powerful, so I'm eager to see what she's got. So this is probably going to be the 4-star hero, right? Oh, hey! Wandering Blade. I was wondering when we were going to get Kamui at some point. He's been long absent. Upfront Blade Plus. So yeah, he is. It looks like he is going to be the 4-star focus unit of the banner, I think. Throws me off because wait. Wait, what? Life Mother?
I am Ymir, dragon of life.
What?
Steward of its realm.
This is weird. Wait. This is so interesting. Wow, that's a beautiful dragon sprite. That's so pretty. I love the tree elements to it. All right, well this was this was a little bit of a curveball, right? I certainly was not... Okay, hold on, let's see here. I see an axe unit up there. So it looks like we are going to get a free axe unit as well. I'm not 100% sure who that is. I think the rest of the trailer is probably going to be the fact that... Oh, wait! Oh, it's Alice! Oh, okay, alright. So he also appears as the 4-star hero. Okay, yeah, Ascended Floret, we know all about that, and then of course the Spark, we know about that too. Oh, so Alice Forest Muscle also appears as a 3- and 4-star new hero. They haven't done this in a while either. This is a weird trailer, just because they put the Ascended all the way up front, they added Ymir as kind of a curveball twist, and then you've got Atlas as well as the non-focus 3- and 4-star hero, which they haven't done in a while. I'm glad that they're bringing that back, because then they're just adding to the regular pool at least, and adding more lower rarity heroes with, you know, potentially some good stuff. I don't know exactly what he's got, but I guess we'll see. So that is really interesting seeing Ymir here. Obviously, they were kind of setting up her appearance with the Life and Death Tempest Trials, but I wasn't expecting her to see her entered in so soon, and then kind of bundled in here with this Valentia themed banner, as well as Celica as an Ascended hero. So the reason why I'm kind of surprised, you know, they introduced Ascended heroes, and a lot of people I think interpreted the Ascended heroes as an interesting way of introducing or upgrading fan favorite heroes that might not see a mythic or a legendary version in the future. Obviously, that's not the case with Celica. Celica not only has a legendary version, she also has a brave version, and now she has an Ascended version. So she's really run the full gamut of special versions of herself in the game. She has a fallen version as well. She technically has a seasonal version with Alm as part of that duo. She doesn't have a standalone seasonal, I don't think, but beyond that, she's well represented in all of the other facets. So I guess, you can throw out the theory that Ascended Heroes really kind of fit into that role, but again, that was just kind of a community theory anyway, so it didn't really necessarily hold water. It was just kind of a trend up to this point. So yeah, once again, starting on the 19th of July, and this banner is probably going to extend for an entire month. You are going to be able to spark on it should you choose to. Kamui is going to be the 4-star focus unit, and it is even color distribution across. So let's take a closer look at the units, see what they've got for us. So Celica has something of a distinctive and unique look here. I like the art style that they went with because it is so different from the other incarnations of her, and it still looks really great. It still has that grace that Celica is known for. She is going to be a colorless infantry unit, colorless tome infantry unit, which is also great because that does sort of round out Celica Emblem quite a bit, so that is pretty nice for her as well. I just like the color usage here, especially since she does have that fiery red hair. The green complements that really nicely, and again, it is a little unique. You don't often see her with the green colors. So yeah, I think it works really, really well, and I do think that she looks quite beautiful. Alright, so Mila's Testament is going to be her tome, 14 might, has a killer slaying effect. If player phasing or within 2 spaces of an ally, grants +6 to attack and speed. During combat, neutralizes effects that inflict special cooldown charge -X on unit, deals damage equal to 10% of foe's attack. Okay. And also, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, and foe would reduce unit's HP to 0, unit survives with 1 HP. That is a lot of enticing stuff in there. Killer Slaying Effect is always going to be good. The stat boost is solid with the easy condition. Essentially, you're not going to be able to neutralize her ability to gain special charge as well, which is very valuable, especially since she has a low cooldown special and the Killer Slaying Effect. Deals damage equal to 10% of foe's attack. That's just going to be some true damage, some fixed damage based on the enemy, so that is pretty solid. And then as long as she has 25% or higher HP, she will just survive the hit. So as long as she's not getting doubled, she'll just survive. It's a miracle effect, which is very good to have built into the weapon for sure. Moonbow for the special, Life and Death 4 for the A slot, Soul of Zofia for the B slot, neutralize effects that guarantee foes follow-up attacks or prevent units' follow-up attacks during combat. If unit's HP is less than or equal to 75% and unit initiates combat, unit can make a follow-up attack before foe can counter attacks. So I think this does remain essentially unchanged from the Soul of Zofia that we have in the game on another Celica, which basically neutralize the enemy's guaranteed follow-ups, which is great because if she's going to proc the miracle and the enemy has a guaranteed follow-up, this will prevent that from actually happening and killing her. She'll also be able to perform her own follow-up attack unhindered by enemy skills. And then she has also a Desperation built in at the less than 75% HP. And then for her C slot, she has Infantry Null Follow-Up 3. At start of turn, grants null follow-up to infantry allies within 2 spaces of the unit. I see. So that's like a pure support role. It's not going to actually do anything for her, especially since she already has null follow-up built into her Soul of Zofia. But that's quite potent. That's another sort of distinctive turn for infantry class. It's obviously going to be specific for infantry units. I'm sure it's going to be locked to infantry units. But having null follow-up as a buff, that's pretty good. That is pretty darn good. And of course, it's inheritable. So, yeah, I mean, Celica's got it going on. She's got a ton of great stuff here. Her weapon is stacked. Soul of Zofia has always been an excellent B slot and still is, despite being in the game for a while now. And having access to this premium C slot skill has a lot of potential applications with the Infantry Null Follow-Up 3 as well. And here is the Valentia version of Pegasus Knight Est, the third and final White Wing from the Valentia trio. She is going to be a flying lancer. She looks quite cute here. The art is on the cutesy side compared to her sisters, which makes sense. She is the youngest of the 3, the youngest sibling. I like the flared out mini cape and the trail behind her. She's kind of kicking up her feet a little bit, has her arms outstretched. It's a very adorable pose. So Est comes with Tri-Edge Lance, 16 might, enables Kanto remainder +1. That is always going to be good. That is never not going to be good. Grants attack +3. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants +5 to all stats to unit. Unit deals damage equal to 20% of unit's res, and reduces damage from foes' first attack by 40% during combat. Really? Okay, that's a lot of good stuff baked into that weapon. I would have expected no less from the third entry to the White Wing Trio for Valentia. But the Kanto is always going to be solid. I mean, that's just always going to be a powerful effect to have built into the weapon without any restriction. No timing component, no other conditions, just straight up. Attack plus 3. The very easy condition gives her plus 5 to all stats, 20% of units res as damage, true damage. That is going to be very solid. Which is also a common theme with her sisters. Reduces damage from foes' first attack by 40% during and that's really great. That's essentially having a guard bearing built into your weapon, and works on player phase and enemy phase, actually, because she just has to be within 2 spaces of an ally if she's enemy phasing, and that is very easy to accomplish. Iceberg for the special, so that does mean she's probably going to have some pretty respectable res, which also, of course, means that 20% of units res fixed damage is going to be very strong with the Lance. Attack res push 4 as well, makes sense. Flow Feather 3. If unit initiates combat, neutralize effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks during combat. And also, if unit speed is greater than or equal to foe's speed minus 10, deals damage during combat equal to 70% of difference between res stats, units res minus foe's res, and reduces damage from foe's attacks by 70% of that difference as well. That's really good. That's not only getting the prevent units follow-up attacks during combat, but it also uses that res check not only to deal additional damage, but also to add damage reduction as well. It's a maximum of 7 either way, minimum 0, maximum 7, but that adds up, especially as a B-slot skill. You're not getting huge stat boosts with B-slots, generally speaking. It's usually pretty supplementary to the A slots, so every little bit helps, and that's a darn good B slot skill for sure. So Est is quite solid here, and a very worthy entry to the White Wing Trio for Valentia. And here is Kamui, who is going to be an infantry sword unit. He is the 4-star focus unit of the banner, and his art is actually pretty great here. It's fairly one-note, pretty monochromatic. But that kind of lends itself, I think, to his archetype as well as his personality. He is kind of a no-nonsense mercenary, right? So he's not necessarily one for a lot of style, a lot of flash. He's there to kind of get the job done, and I think that this ensemble pretty much, represents that. I think he does look pretty good. So Kamui comes with Up Front Blade Plus, which is inheritable. It's a 14 might sword. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 75%, grants attack speed plus 5 to unit, and neutralizes units' penalties to attack and speed during combat. It's not a bad weapon. It's definitely not bad. Pretty competitive slot, a lot of good inheritable swords out there. This certainly is up there as far as, potential options, depending on what you're looking for. Luna for the special, speed defense ideal 3, and attack defense oath 3. So I would say the ideal skills aren't terribly remarkable, especially that of the speed defense variety, just because if it's a speed defense boost, it's going to be more specialized, specific for units that can take advantage of that or specifically need those particular stats boosted. And yeah, I mean, there are obviously better options, but of course this could potentially be a stepping stone for, a tier 4 skill of your choice. And then attack defense 03 for the C slot is okay. It's one of the few inheritable skills on the C slot that can grant a self-activated buff to stats, so that is distinctive, I suppose, but not exceptionally rare either. So Kamui doesn't have the most amazing kit in the world. He might be a decent merge project, but also he is an infantry sword unit, which is a terribly congested pool. So, of course, he is facing some stiff competition there. It does look like he may be heavier on the speed and defense side of things, which could lead to a more niche role or niche builds that people might want to invest in him with. So here is Ymir as a cavalry green dragon, and her art is beautiful. Honestly, and the mere fact that she has a backdrop of the pooling water and the waterfalls and the vegetation behind her is something that's very unique, because in Fire Emblem Heroes, the portrait art doesn't usually have anything other than the characters. So I don't know if this is maybe just for the trailer, and that might not be a part of the actual in-game art, but hopefully it is, because it's really gorgeous. Beyond the backdrop itself, you have the beautiful floral crown or halo above her, which is really great. That long blonde hair that's split in the back that flares out. You have these glowing ethereal butterflies and birds, and then her two-tone dress is really attractive. Slim fit with the white and the green, which obviously does really well match the whole life theme, the whole plant theme, the whole vegetation, floral theme. She has a really gentle expression on her face, but then those really bright, vivid, otherworldly blue eyes that match the other butterflies and the birds that are around her. It's really, really pretty. So she has Ever-Living Breath, 16 might, grants attack +3. If rally skill or movement assist skill is used by unit or target's unit, restores 10 HP to allies within 2 spaces of unit and target after movement, then neutralizes any penalty on those allies. Huh. Okay. Does not stack even if effect ranges of unit and target overlap. Okay, alright, that makes sense. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants +5 to all stats. During combat, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, and then adaptive damage. So despite the pretty lengthy description, her weapon is actually relatively straightforward. What's really built into it, what really separates it and makes it distinct, is this more support function that's built in. So if she is going to be using a rally or a repositioning assist, or if one is used on her, that's going to create a huge AoE around them for her allies to give them 10 HP as a heal, as well as neutralizing their penalties, which is a very, very strong effect. It's actually a great support ability. And then she has the whole HP threshold, which will net her +5 to all stats, as well as a guaranteed follow-up attack, which is also, very solid. Rally up attack plus for the assist, attack res unity for the A slot, attack res near trace 3, a skill that we did not have yet from the trace family. So she does have a skill that grants her Kanto as a cavalry unit. And then for the C slot, going to be her own unique skill here, Ever-Living Domain. So if unit is within 2 spaces of any allies, grants defense res +4, and the following effect to unit and those allies during combat. If unit's HP is greater than or equal to 75%, and foe would reduce the unit's HP to 0, unit survives with 1 HP once per combat, does not stack with non-special effects that allow unit to survive with 1 HP if foe's attack would reduce HP to 0. Okay, so that is essentially a drive miracle effect. Along with a defense boost as well, to defense and res +4. So I already get the sense that Ymir is going to be pretty annoying to deal with. I feel like that can work in tandem with a lot of other effects to be really, really annoying and create an oppressive defensive wall, essentially. Just being able to extend a miracle not only to herself but also her allies is quite a potent ability. So it doesn't stack with other non-special effects that would allow the unit to survive with 1 HP, but it does stack with special effects. So it would have stacked with Miracle, technically. You'd have to heal in between the attacks that you sustain, but you could still do it. So Ymir is essentially going to be straight up support, and she's going to do a great job at it. She's essentially going to bring the sustain and the life support to the team, which is obviously very on theme for her. But giving the miracle, also extending that heal, as well as the deactivation of penalties and neutralization of penalties on her allies, all that stuff is really, really great, all kind of packaged together into one unit. I mean, she's probably going to hit pretty hard too, but that's definitely not going to be her primary role. Her role is going to be to provide the sustain, the healing, the neutralizing, the vitality to the team is going to be kind of entrenched in her. And so she's just going to make all of her allies that much more difficult to defeat. So despite me saying that it's annoying, I do like the fact that she has these unique abilities built into her, because I do think that it suits her to a particular specialized role, and she's going to do it very, very well. So once again, new heroes, special summon Ymir and More starting on the 19th of July and extending for an entire month. It's a solid banner. It really is, aside from Kamui, I would say. But he is just the 4-star focus unit of the banner. I mean, Ymir is just very unique in what she does, so it's a very specialized role, but you're not going to get that level of utility elsewhere. That alone gives her like a ton of value. Now, she's not going to fit on every team because you might not need exactly what she offers, and she might not provide the efficiency depending on what your team strategy is. So from that context, she's not necessarily a must summon or anything, but she is very, very, very useful. So Ymir is definitely the most unique of this batch, but then you've got Celica, who is a powerhouse. She has so much great stuff going on with her weapon, her unique B slot skill, and then she comes with a new C slot skill for extending and granting a null follow-up buff to her allies, which is very, very potent. You have Est, who, again, rounds out the White Wing trio for Valentia, and she's no slouch herself. She comes with a lot of great stuff. I would say that... and then you've got Kamui, who... Oh, Kamui. I mean, he's the 4-star focus unit. He's infantry sword unit, so he's already part of an overpopulated pool. A lot of stiff competition there. He doesn't really have the most amazing skills either for inheritance purposes. Some of them could be stepping stone skills, but that notwithstanding, standalone, he doesn't come with anything that's that special. You know, honestly, I do think, as far as new hero banners go, this one's actually pretty tempting. Now, one thing that I will say, of course, is that it's a new hero banner. None of these units are limited in any capacity. You can technically pull them as an off-focus on any future banner. They will appear in future banners as well as rate-ups or focus units, so just bear that in mind. That being said, I don't think this is a bad banner to summon on by any stretch. Now, the banner will be around for an entire month, so you can wait and bide your time and see what else is coming to see if any other temptations hit that you would rather summon on them over this one. You know, bear in mind that Choose Your Legends is really a stone's throw away, so it is coming. So if you're kind of low on orbs, you may want to kind of save up for that as well. For me personally, I'm actually kind of tempted to go up to the Spark on this one. I'm definitely not going to do it on day one if I do. Again, I'm going to see what else is coming down the line before I make a decision. But again, I am tempted here because I would really like that Celica. I would like Ymir. I wouldn't mind Est either. So it's got a lot of value to this banner. So, and the guarantee is always nice. But let me know in the comments below if you're excited for Ymir, if you're excited for Ascended Celica, if you're excited for the banner format, this new banner format that they've got going on here. If you are going to be summoning, let me know in the comments below who you're going to be summoning for and why. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and for taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really do appreciate it. And until next time, let's protect those skies.